Some Iowans who lost loved ones are asking lawmakers to pass a bill that would help firefighters who are battling cancer.
The Iowa House passed the bill last week and it advanced through a Senate subcommittee today.
KCCI chief political reporter Amanda Rooker is live at the State House now. Amanda, supporters of this bill say this has been an emotional process.
That's right, Stacy and Ben. Some say it's been overwhelming and at times even disheartening because this bill, while it has passed the Iowa House 2 times last year and again this year, it's been kind of an uphill battle in the Iowa Senate to change minds. However, some say the fact that this bill to expand cancer coverage for firefighters, the fact that it passed out of subcommittee today, could be a sign that there's enough support in the Senate this year for it to become law.
First responders packed a Senate meeting room Tuesday, asking for more protections. Iowan Emily Broderick held a picture of her husband, Mike. He spent 17 years as a Des Moines firefighter, but was diagnosed with cancer in 2023.
Passed away in early January 2024 of an aggressive form of cholangiocarcinoma, which is a bile duct cancer that had spread to his liver.
Mike's cancer was not covered under state law, so he did not get disability coverage.
On top of dealing with his cancer diagnosis, going to his appointments, the sickness that he had that came along, we had the added stress of making sure that his shifts were covered.
Broderick says House File 969 would eliminate that extra strain.
These firefighters should be able to focus on their cancer treatment without the burden of knowing their job is on the line if they don't get that coverage.
The bill would expand the definition of cancer to include more than just the 14 presumed cancers currently covered by the state of Iowa. The Senate pulled the plug on an earlier version, citing concerns about the cost to taxpayers. A new version of the bill would increase the amount first responders pay into their benefits program.
Everybody came to the table and decided to, put some money and some skin into the game out of their contributions. To also protect the taxpayers at the same time.
The bill's manager, Republican Senator Scott Webster, is optimistic.
Hopefully we will be able to see this in committee in the next couple days.
So is Broderick.
Firefighters are exposed at a much higher rate than the average person to these toxins that, when they're responding to a call. So it's imperative that we do what's right for them.
Now, the second funnel deadline at the State House this week adds some extra pressure. This bill has to make it through committee by the end of the week to stay eligible for the rest of session. Live from the State House, Amanda Rooker, KCCI 8 News, Iowa's news leader.